commute as well. First, dozens of families have been forced from their homes in West Kelowna because of a fast-moving wildfire. About 70 properties on the west side of Okanagan Lake have been handed evacuation orders. Other nearby residents in this area remain under an evacuation alert. Lightning is being blamed for a big jump in the number of wildfires across the province. 209 fires are burning right now. 60 of them are new. There have been nearly 1,200 wildfires so far this year, affecting 293,000 hectares of land. $132 million have been spent battling those blazes. The number of new fires is challenging for crews, but cooler, unsettled conditions are in the forecast.
Certainly this level of activity is high to have this number of new fires in a day, so we are going to be getting them out there in a variety of ways. They're going to be attacking fires on the ground via truck. They're going to be brought in by helicopter. Potentially they're going to be hitting multiple targets in a day.
Lawn sprinkling and washing your car at home are no longer allowed in Metro Vancouver. The region has now moved to Stage 3 watering restrictions thanks to our hot and dry weather and high water demand. Residents can still water their gardens by hand, but they can't water their lawn at all, not even to apply nematodes for chafer beetle infestations. Swimming pools and hot tubs cannot be refilled, and golf course fairways can't be watered. The region says water must be conserved so our supply can last until the fall and for critical needs like firefighting.
Our reservoirs are at about 70%. Normally they're a bit higher than that this time of year, and they're not, and we're still seeing an increase in consumption. So if people were able to keep the consumption down lower, we would have been able to stay at Stage 2, but we're not.
Pressure washing cleaning businesses have been hit hard by the watering restrictions. Under Stage 2 and 3 restrictions, pressure washing is only allowed for health and safety and for painting. They're doing as much work as they can and delaying other projects until the fall.
It certainly has an effect on us and pretty much everyone in our industry. This is our peak season. This is where companies like us, this is where we make our profit for the year. And so having a limited amount of business we can do has certainly made an impact on the bottom line.
Pressure washing companies say while they understand the bans, there should be more leverage when it comes to businesses because commercial car washing is still allowed under Stage 3 restrictions. Victoria police are trying to sort out how a toddler they saw on Friday turned up dead on Saturday. On Friday, police responded to a call about a woman praying loudly and acting unusual over at Clover Point. She had a 3-year-old girl and a 19-month-old with her at the time. Officers were later called to a hotel here on Douglas Street at 4 o'clock in the morning for reports of a woman screaming. Police found the same woman and 2 children, but the toddler had no vital signs and couldn't be revived. Anyone who has information is asked to contact Victoria Police. A young man who was struck in his wheelchair by a hit-and-run driver nearly 2 years ago will have to wait a little longer to see his case resolved. Jonathan Ferrero went to court yesterday expecting the accused to plead guilty for failing to remain at the scene of an accident and obstruction, but he didn't show up for the court date. Ferrero suffers from brittle bone disease and says he wants the accused to spend as much time in jail as he did in the hospital recovering from his injuries.
But I still have lots of pain in my arm, and I'm still in the wheelchair, which is a big deal for me because I wanted to be walking.
North Vancouver RCMP have seized 6 extremely realistic replica airsoft guns after getting a report of a man dressed in full military camouflage firing guns outside an elementary school. When officers arrived at the school on Sunday, they found 2 men and a woman and seized handguns and rifles. Police say the replicas are indistinguishable from the real thing. Officials add the pellet guns are always treated as real firearms until they're confirmed to be fake. Vancouver Mayor Gregor Robertson is at the Vatican this morning. He's joining dozens of other environmentally friendly mayors from all over the world and will sign a declaration to fight global warming. The declaration calls for national leaders to approve a bold climate change agreement that will limit global warming. The 60 or so mayors are at a 2-day climate change conference and will get an audience with Pope Francis.